Here we go, the 26th country, Russia. I took a train from Latvia to Russia, to Moscow. And then when I back to 2012, my very first guest from Couchsurfing I hosted in Hong Kong was from Russia. Her name is Mina. And then we keep in touch from time to time. I noticed that I'm coming to Russia. She just told me she's going to pick me up from the train station because there's not many people in Russia that are able to speak English. And then she can't host me because she's moving place. So she found myself a hostel in Moscow. So after overnight train, I finally arrived, and then just exactly on my platform, I just met Mina, and then we were holding hands. I feel like it's so unreal because before I thought Russia is so far away from me, but now I'm just standing on this country and then meeting my couch surfer again. So I feel excited and yeah, it's lovely. And Mina just told me because we were going to take the metro, and then she told me, hey Yin, later on the metro you have to be just don't laugh or don't smile or don't be too excited, otherwise people think you are crazy. Because she told me the Russian people are very serious, and then so I'm a very chill person. So the more when I see people serious, the more I feel like it's kind of funny. So I tried to control myself on the metro, and then Mina sent me to the hostel, and then I checked in. So we went to then a Chinese restaurant. Or Asian food restaurant in Moscow. So I just treat her for a meal because despite I'm a budget traveler, but I just want to show my appreciation to her. And actually we didn't hang out that much after that because she needed to study. She was still a student. And then most of the time I hang out with two girls, one from my hostel. She worked in my hostel named Ula. Another one was her friend who speak better English. So the Russian Christmas is normally later than the Western one, yeah. So I was being told like there's one museum during the Russian Christmas. It's free of entry. So three of us, Una and another girl and me, we went to that place. We tried to get in, but when we arrived, we found out it's not free of entries. And then I tried to escape the ticket, and then I just came into the museum. And then Ula, they were following me, and then another administrative staff came to follow me. I feel it's so funny because that was my very first time trying to escape in ticket. I was having fun, and after that people told me you shouldn't do that in Russia. So the very first time in Russia I was only in Moscow, but I visited Russia again in 2018. I went from Estonia to St. Petersburg. So in St. Petersburg, I was couch surfing. My host is a Korean Russian. His girlfriend is a just normal Russian. So, but it's very funny because during my stay in St. Petersburg, there's no hot water for shower for some reason. So I just went to the local sports center to borrow a shower. And then I was there for a few days, but I still feel like St. Petersburg it's so much cultural place, and then and also like Russia, the whole country, it's a big country, and I would like to be hosted by some just just normal Russian, because I would like to learn from some different other people. And most of the time when we talk about Russian, and people just think they are crazy. But in my perception, I don't think in this way. I think it's a kind of prejudice. Because when I was traveling around the Caucasus country, I met a few Russian. They were very friendly people, helpful. And I was hosted by Russian in other countries as well. So yeah, I would like to know more about their culture. Actually, my very first friend from internet in my life is a Russian, back to more than 10 years ago. That was really funny. Yeah, and I think the Russian language is really difficult in my perception, other than French or Spanish. So after that, I went back to China from Russia. So I still remember I took the flight from Moscow to Beijing. And after we landed, and everyone just clapped hands. And also, I really loved the train style from the previous Soviet Union's countries, because they are all easy to extend and to allow you to sleep. And also the price for the course, it's really a budget option, so which is good for a budget traveler. You know, most of the time you get the bed sheet, you get the pillowcase, and one time was really funny. I was traveling from Kazakhstan to Ukraine via Russia. So I was on the train, and then when I look out through the window, I just saw some people just showed me middle finger, and then I noticed that I'm in Russia. So that's really funny experience. When I was in another country, I also met some Russian in my hostel. So they are very, very friendly, and then luckily they speak English, so we can communicate. So that's the first ending of the first Euro train pass trip. I think I was back to the age at 24. I visited 24 countries. So at that time, I was just thinking, I just want to stop and to see the world a little bit. Yeah, so finally made my very first time briefly Euro trips. But it was really brave, because most of the stop, it was just the capital of that country. You know, even you have been to one country, you haven't covered every part of that country, and then even it's like the same area, and every time when you travel, it's different experience. So I would love to go back to Europe and discover more other parts, small towns, small city, and less visited place. Yeah. So when I was traveling in Europe, a lot of people told me, what you do in Europe? You know, Europe it's briefly similar. But in my perception, even two countries, they were having the similar culture. Even they were the neighbors, but still there's something unique between each individual. It's just like a human, you know. Even you might from the same city, but still everyone is unique, right? Like the leaves, you will not find exactly the same one. So that's how I perceive about